Alright, opening day is here. MLB, NPB, and CPBL all opening their seasons within a couple days of each other. KBO started last week, Cuba the week before, European League start up next week, Mexico in a few weeks. What a great time to be alive. But before you all go diving into whatever league it is you're following this year, there's one more team I think you should know about, especially those of you interested in the growth of the game worldwide. The team is called the Saga Asia Dreams, and they play in the Kyushu Asia League. The Kyushu Asia League is an independent league in Japan, below the NPB level, below the NPB minors, and below the top independent leagues like the BC League and the Shikoku Island League. So it's a bit down there on the chain, but it is professional baseball with ex-NPB players on the teams, and young standout players from the Kyushu League making it to NPB. Only 5 teams, all on the southernmost main island of Kyushu. Why am I telling you about this team? Well, it's no ordinary team. They started in 2024 as the Saga Indonesia Dreams, as most of the players came from Indonesia, though it also included players from Sri Lanka, Philippines, and Singapore, and a few from the home country of Japan. So a lot of players from country where baseball is not a major thing, going up against teams of all Japanese professional players. How do you think it turned out? Yeah, not so good. Lost their first game last April 17-0. More lopsided games would follow. They ended the season at 0-16 in a first-year limited schedule as an associate member. But it was good experience for these players, going up against superior competition. It'll only make them better in the long run. And it's attracted a lot of attention. Their opening game drew 3,800 spectators, which is a very good number for this league. Not just a one-year experiment, it's continuing this year. This year they're adding players from Pakistan, Thailand, and Cambodia. To reflect the broadening number of countries, they've rebranded as the Saga Asia Dreams. Not only do they have more countries involved, playing more games, but also should be a bit more competitive. The players returning from last year now have a season under their belts. They're more accustomed to playing at this level and in this environment. They know what to expect this time around. The 2 Pakistanis joining the team should provide a much-needed talent boost, both of them young right-handed pitchers. Faisal Hayat, 21, was the winning pitcher for Pakistan over India at last fall's Arab Classic in Dubai. Musharraf Khan, only 19, pitched for Pakistan at the 2023 Asian Baseball Championship. By the way, he's 6'7", or 2 meters tall. This is really good for these young Pakistani pitchers, which in turn will contribute to the improvement of the Pakistani team. As I said after last fall's Arab Classic, Pakistan has trouble getting the right competition. They're far better than their neighbors, and don't benefit much from beating up on them every other year or so. And because baseball is not a priority in Pakistan, it's hard for them to acquire the funding to travel to tournaments outside of their region, where they can face teams on a similar or slightly higher level. This isn't the same as getting the whole national team out to Japan, but getting 2 young pitchers to compete for a whole summer in a professional baseball league is a very positive step. And for Sri Lanka, they've already got players in year 2 in the Kyushu League. Most people don't know this, but Sri Lanka is the second best country in baseball in West Asia behind Pakistan. They've actually beaten Pakistan in the recent past in the West Asia Baseball Cup. In the Arab Classic, they were upset in group play and because of that had to meet Pakistan in the semifinals. That's why they didn't finish second there. Unlike Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh, they don't have a really large population to draw from. They've got about the same population as Taiwan, but the popularity of baseball in Sri Lanka, just like other countries in the West Asia region, I should say unpopularity, it's pretty far down their list of priority sports. So whatever athletes they do attract to Sri Lankan baseball, they need to make sure they give them the best possible opportunities, and this is a great way to do that. Philippines are a bit higher up on the baseball chain, number 5 in Asia, number 1 in Southeast Asia, a former WBC qualifier participant. But they've also suffered from a lack of opportunities for their top players. There's just too big of a gap between the Philippine players and those from the big 3 countries of Asia. So this is a good opportunity for them too. I expect to see more Filipinos on this team in the near future, and later on other independent league teams in Japan. And of course the country that benefits the most from this is Indonesia, the core of the team last year, and will have a large presence on the team again this year. Having a majority Indonesian team last year led to the poor results, and expanding the number of countries involved is necessary if the team is going to be more competitive. And the more competitive they are, the better it'll be for the players' development. Even if they're taking on a more limited role, they'll compete for spots in the lineup, then go out and compete against professional teams, and their game is going to improve so much through this. Some of the Indonesian players have said they'd like to take what they learned from this experience and go back to Indonesia and teach what they know to young ball players there. Most of them have jobs back home that they're taking a leave of absence from. They won't be trying to make a career out of playing baseball. But Indonesia has gone from 0 players with professional baseball experience to several players with professional baseball experience in just the past year. Those guys are going to go back to Indonesia and train the next generation of ball players. We could see this country take a huge leap in the future. A country with the world's 4th largest population, but currently number 71 in the WBSC World Rankings. While the team does get money from ticket sales and concessions, they mostly rely on sponsors. All of these players need paid accommodations, and their salary is about $10,000 for the season. That's actually a decent half-year salary considering where some of these guys are from. You get a whole team full of players and that's quite a bit they need to dish out, plus travel expenses and whatever else. You figure they're getting maybe a couple thousand fans per game on average, with the cost of a ticket being under $10. They're not going to make much money, if any, by operating this team. So I don't know if this would be a good model to follow, but we hope it continues year after year, and similar teams like this pop up in North America. It really is a simple solution to the age-old problem of getting professional playing experience for ball players in countries where there isn't much baseball. That's it. Wish I had more info on this team. Probably will later in the summer. I'd like to do a follow-up to this, maybe mid-summer. Let you know how these players are progressing. Won't be able to watch the Kyushu League. As far as I can see, games are not streamed anywhere. The Kyushu League has a YouTube channel, but they haven't uploaded anything in a long time. The Saga Indonesia Dreams have their own YouTube channel, so you can see some highlights and other stuff. I'll find some way to keep up with this league throughout the summer, share whatever I find. But anyway, that's all for this one. Until next time, this is Baseball International. See ya.